Hey everybody, it's your buddy's pal Anthony. Today, we're jumping back into the Nightwing books and we're going to be reviewing issues 110 through 113. Spoilers after the intro. Steve, hit it please. Nightwing 110 is actually a tie-in book to the Beast World story that was going on throughout all of the DC books for a while there. And I haven't formally reviewed it. I guess this is going to kind of be my mini review of Beast World. I think it's a really good story. I like the art throughout it. I read a lot of the tie-ins. Naturally, you don't have to read all of that, but the main story, pretty damn good, and I think it successfully sets up the team of the Titans as being the new super team on the block. I enjoyed the book, and it sets up a lot of cool things to go in the future for the Titans. But anyway, back to Nightwing. Issue 110 is actually one of those tie-in books with it, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it. I will say that it is Nightwing Superman, John Kent Superman, and Damian. And it's just a fun read. It's, yes, it ties into the Beast Worlds book, but like I said, if you had skipped this one, if you aren't currently reading Nightwing, you wouldn't really have missed anything. It's interesting. It's funny at times. Damian had been taken over by one of the spores, and he transformed into a cat, and he finds himself trapped in a superhero, well, not superhero, but an animal fight club. So Nightwing 110, really just a tie-in for all of that. It's a good issue. Again, I really liked throughout the Nightwing run when Nightwing and John Kent would interact, and it's just more of that. So pick it up, enjoy it, and if you're curious what the hell is going on, you have to read the rest of Beast World to really understand. In Nightwing 111, we're past all the Beast World stuff, and we actually see, we start off, we're in Gotham, and we think that Heartless has started moving his operations to Gotham because we start with a man who has a hole in his chest. Batman investigates, and while he's surveying the scene, he realizes that there's somebody else there, and he finds a child related to the victim, and ultimately he decides that he has to call in Nightwing to help with this since Heartless is Nightwing's problem. He brings him to Gotham to coordinate. I will say it's really weird because all of this also takes place after the Gotham War stuff, and I guess it's going on in the same timeline-ish of all the failsafe and dark prisons and mind bomb stuff that's been going on in the main Batman book. I do love the fact that this book and the next book, it's a two-issue story. I do love that issues 111 and 12 just completely ignore anything that's going on in Batman. It's who the hell knows when this is taking place. Before all that, after all that, Nightwing and Batman just seem to have a good dynamic, a good flow. It's just a good Batman-Nightwing team-up, and I appreciate that because I needed the palate cleanser with all the crap going on in the main Batman book. Nightwing gets to Gotham, and he and Bruce go to talk to the new police commissioner, and Nightwing convinces her to let him talk to the boy. The boy immediately warms up to him because he loves Nightwing. Apparently Nightwing is on his pencil case. The two of them bond. They start playing some video games. Nightwing uses this to create a conversation with the boy and get some stuff going, get some information out of him. As issue 111 comes to a close, he and Batman are talking about the case, and Nightwing says that basically he doesn't think this is Heartless because this one didn't speak, whereas the Heartless in Bloodhaven, he was having his victims speak about people they loved, or that people that would be left behind, people that would miss the victim, things like that. Batman fires his grapple, and Nightwing is just standing there, and Nightwing reveals to Bruce that he's having an issue leaping of late, and oh yeah, this friggin' issue's cropped back up. It didn't really make an appearance in the Beast World tie-in. He was able to push it down now, but this lovely little plot device is coming back. Honestly, I think this is the part of the only thing in the Nightwing run that I really don't like, that suddenly he can't jump. After examining the victim's body, Nightwing's convinced that it's a copycat, and we find out that he's correct because the uncle that took the boy into his custody is not a nice guy, and it turns out that the kid is now, this sounds familiar, the kid's an heir to a fortune, and the uncle stole him away after killing his father, his brother, to be able to inherit everything for himself. In Nightwing 112, Batman and Nightwing follow up on the case, and they find that the boy and the uncle have left their apartment. They quickly figure out that the uncle is the one who actually murdered the boy's father, and that they've fled the country. Nightwing and Batman head to Bloodhaven to get to the Titan's Tower because they're going to borrow the T-Jet. While all this is going on, there's some cool moments. Beast Boy has a quick conversation with Batman, asking about like how he deals with people hating him, because after the events of Beast World, everybody really hates Gar. They confront the kidnapper in the airport, and just a really good fight scene ensues. It actually was weird to me, this issue and last issue, all the internal monologues is actually Batman reflecting on Nightwing. So that's a little weird for Nightwing not to be the narrator in his own book, but it works in this situation. And again, I love that these issues just ignore whatever else is going on in the book and all like the bad blood that Batman's let fester. This is just like a good Batman and Nightwing team-up book. The action is great, the art is great. The issue wraps up with Nightwing, Batman, the uncle and the kid getting on the T-Jet to go back to America, where the uncle will face justice. Nightwing 113 is actually a legacy issue 300, and Marv Wolfman comes in to write this issue. This issue is kind of just like a celebration of Nightwing and the things he's done since Tom Taylor had taken over writing duties. The event culminates in a big gala where where Dick Grayson is being honored for all his work, and rather than take the stage alone, he embarrasses Barbara by calling her out onto the stage as well. Along the way, we do advance some of the things in the main story. We see Heartless's symbol has been etched into the wall, and we see it on the body of a corpse. We start to get hints about how the last saga, the last act of the Tom Taylor story is going to go. It seems like there's going to be an army of Heartless's faithful versus Nightwing and probably the city of Bloodhaven. I'm guessing that they're going to all come together in kind of a Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man moment where, you know, everybody on the bridge starts throwing shit at the Green Goblin to buy him some time to save the kids and Mary Jane. That's just my guess. But the overall story is fine. The issue ends and we have Heartless, his butler, and Tony Zuko are a team, and they're just all talking about how it's finally time for Nightwing. Well, not Nightwing. They start talking about how it's time for Dick Grayson to finally fall. And that's the end of the issue. All in all, I still enjoy the hell out of this Nightwing run. I'm pretty sad that 114 is going to start the end of this writer's time with the book. Hopefully whoever they get next doesn't fumble the ball, and we just continue to get some great Nightwing stories and great artwork, because I really can't stress enough how good this book has looked. The art and the way they show Nightwing moving and everything else, it's just been top notch. That'll do it for me. If you have a minute, head over to our channel, Nerd Affiliated on YouTube. For just $1 a month, you can join the Nerd Affiliated Army and become a member. With that, you get some perks. You get early access to some of our exclusive longer videos from Comic-Cons and things like that. You can also talk to the boss and suggest topics for us to talk about in our videos. You get a link. You can join either of the live shows, which happen Monday morning, 8 a.m.-ish for Nerdy Coffee. The boss breaks out the Excel sheets, goes over the weekend box office, and any relevant nerd news that may have happened. Thursdays, 8:15-ish, we all sit down, pour a drink. The boss sometimes has a guest on that he interviews. Sometimes he does an unboxing. The chat's always a lot of fun, and we just start to wind down the work week the best way I know how. Also, don't forget our website, nerdaffiliated.com. There you can see the boss's toy photography, a lot of pictures from the different conventions and shows that he goes to, as well as hit up our merch store where you can get yourself or a loved one the gift of some sweet, sweet Nerd Affiliated merch. Steve, play me out of here, please.